Most babies are ready to eat solid foods between 4 and 6 months of age. There's a couple of signs that they're ready. First of all, your baby needs to hold his head up on his own, and if you bring a spoon towards his mouth and he opens his mouth and acts interested, that's also a good sign. Try putting something soft in his mouth, and if he moves it to the back of his throat and swallows, then he's ready, but if he keeps spitting it out, then he may not be interested and ready at this point. Also, babies should weigh at least 13 pounds or at least should have doubled their birth weight in order to be ready for solid foods. And in most cases, these all happen between 4 and 6 months. A lot of parents feel like they have to start with rice cereal, but that's not necessarily the case. There's no evidence or research that proves that single grain cereals have to be started first, and also no evidence that if your baby's given vegetables first, that they'll like their vegetables more when they're older. Babies are naturally born with a sweet tooth, and no matter how we introduce solids, they'll usually prefer sweet foods over others. You mentioned that you have a 4-month-old who stopped sleeping well after you introduced rice cereal at nighttime. And it could totally just be a fluke that he stopped sleeping as well once you introduced rice cereal. There's a possibility that it could be that. So you could try feeding him the rice cereal other times in the day or introducing other foods like fruits and vegetables that are pureed. If you do continue to give your baby rice cereal before bedtime, make sure that you're spoon feeding your baby instead of bottle feeding. That's safer for them and also helps to prepare them for other solid foods in the future. If your baby continues to not sleep well in spite of changes that you're making, it would be best to consult with the pediatrician. They can discuss any possible food allergies, any medical conditions, anything else that might be behind the change in your baby's behavior. And if all is well, the doctor doesn't see any issues, and your baby doesn't require extra nighttime feedings, then it would be okay to teach your baby how to self-soothe. If you have any other specific questions for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page and recommend us to your friends and family too.